The year before we moved to this house, the previous owner had put most of their things into storage, including an entire room of toys, games, and books that belonged to their son. The collection included everything from Star Wars action figures to Pokémon cards to Warhammer, miniatures, some dating all the way back to when he was 4 years old. Unfortunately, my daughter was also born that year, so now she has free reign over this box of treasures. She can play with whatever she wants, whenever she wants. Well, almost whatever. There's one thing in particular that I've been keeping out of her reach, though, a crayon box filled with 64 crayons. It may not look like much, but for me, it holds a very special meaning. I know what you're thinking. It's just a box of crayons. What's so special about that? Well, nothing really. And that's exactly why I haven't let her play with them yet. You see, these aren't just any crayons. They're special crayons. Crayons that are still sealed in their box. Never used since the day they were bought. And the reason for that is because they were purchased for a very special occasion. An occasion that never ended up happening. My wife and I found this box in the loft above our garage a few weeks after we moved in. It was tucked away in the corner, covered in cobwebs, and completely forgotten. Next to it was a diary with the name Jack scribbled on the front. Curious, I opened it up and began reading through his entries. May 2nd, 1997. Today, Daddy took me to the park on his shoulders while Mommy pushed Susie in the stroller. We went down the big slide and played on the swings until I couldn't go anymore. He then wrote about how he couldn't wait for his birthday party next month, how he wanted for friends to come over and play. Then this entry from 2 weeks later. May 22nd, 1997. Today was my birthday. I turned 4 and I got everything I wanted. A new bike, a Tonka truck, and even a real BB gun just like Daddy's. But the best present was a surprise visitor. David came over to play. We went outside and rode our bikes while the others stayed inside playing video games. In the evening, we blew out candles and sang happy birthday. I made a wish, but I don't know if it will come true. I read through several more pages, each one detailing Jack's daily life, his time at school, his activities, his friends, and his thoughts. But there was one entry that stood out from the rest, an entry that was different from all the others. July 18th, 1997. Today was the worst day ever. I woke up feeling sick. My head hurt and my tummy felt funny. At first, Mommy said it was just a bug and that I'd be fine. But then Daddy took me to the hospital where I stayed overnight. The nurses were nice, but I missed Susie. When I told her on the phone what happened, she started crying. I hope she doesn't get the bug too. I miss home. It was signed off with a smiley face, albeit a rather weak one. And beneath it, a drawing of a stick figure with a bandage around its head. I didn't know what to make of it. It seemed strange that such a happy kid could suddenly become so sick. Stranger still, that he would miss his sister. Was this just a normal illness or something more serious? And if it was serious, did he make it home all right? I couldn't help but wonder about Jack. Who was he and where was he now? My curiosity got the better of me, and I did what anyone would do. I got on Google and began searching for him. All I had to go off of was his first name and the fact that he was born in 1993. But thankfully, in this day and age, that's enough information to track someone down. I soon found a Facebook page belonging to a Jack Montgomery. His profile picture showed a young man in his mid-20s, a far cry from the 4-year-old I had read about. I clicked on the messages button, but hesitated before sending. What if he didn't want to talk to me? What if he thought I was weird? Ultimately, my curiosity got the better of me, and I sent a message explaining who I was and how I came across his personal effects. Within minutes, I received a reply. "Yeah, that's me. How can I help you?" I responded by telling him about the box of crayons and the diary and asked if he remembered that time. He replied saying that he sure did, and that he remembered asking for those crayons as a birthday present. He then told me that he had no idea what happened to them. According to his parents, they were placed in storage along with the rest of his things. And when they sold the house, those boxes were given to him. He had no idea that I had found them, and even less of an idea that I was going to post about it online. We talked back and forth for a bit longer, and Jack said that he would be more than happy to take them off my hands. After all, they held some pretty great memories for him. And he was right. It felt wrong for me to hold onto something that meant so much to him. I explained that I had already given them to my daughter and that she loved playing with them, which surprised him. Apparently, he had always wanted a brother or sister, but when Susie was born, his parents told him that she wasn't a replacement, that she was his little sister. And even though he was excited about the prospect of a sibling, he was also jealous. Here was this tiny baby who was going to get all of his toys and all of his attention. In hindsight, he realized that his parents had done the best they could. They were trying to keep things as normal as possible and shield him from the truth. But still, he couldn't help but feel a little resentful. That resentment only grew when they gave him those crayons, a gift that was clearly intended for the new baby. After learning all of this, I knew that I had made the right decision by letting my daughter play with them. It made me happy to think that Jack had finally gotten what he had always wanted, a brother. I packed up the crayons and sent them to him. A few days later, I received a package in the mail. Inside was a drawing of a stick figure family, complete with 2 parents, 2 children, and a dog. On the back was a message. "Thank you for giving me back a part of my childhood. I know they're just crayons, but they mean a lot to me. Jack, his mom, and his dad. And that's why I will never let my daughter color with them." Hey there, it's me. If you like this story, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content.